welcome to my video on ranking all 2020 LEGO Star Wars minifigures. So I'm going to go through each minifigure, some with more detail than others, and rank them. So there were 79 minifigures. We'll start in number 79 with the Battle Droid. It's just a normal minifigure, we've seen this for many years, so nothing special. And the Christmas Skunk Droid, I didn't like this minifigure at all. I don't know, it looked off to me. Another Gunk Droids, quite a few of these ones at the back will just be droids. R2-D2, we've seen this for many years, but still not better than the other ones. This is U5GG, not bad, but it's just another droid. Pit Droid, Luke Skywalker, it's alright minifigure, but we've seen this many times before. Snow Trooper, same reasons. C3PO, alright, quite like the wiring with the colours and stuff. Chewbacca, IG-11. I quite like this minifigure, it's just not very exclusive, kind of. Don't precisely know how you describe it. The Jawa, Red Guard. I like this minifigure, but it's not very different from the previous versions. Han Solo, same reasoning. Right, this look is a lot higher than the other one because of the poncho thing. It makes it look a lot more accurate. Another look. Anakin, this one is so far down because of the messed up chest printing. There should be no marks. None at all, but no, LEGO decided to copy a previous Anakin. Obi-Wan, same reasoning. Stormtrooper, seen this quite a few times before, but it's like a good minifigure. The helmet, so a lot of people don't like the helmet because you can't twist it. I think what LEGO should have done is like a very flat. They should have angled it more so then you could twist it a bit better. Then a Tusken Raider, Sand Trooper. Yeah, these two are basically the same except from this one has a black shoulder pad. We've got Luke Skywalker. I quite like this minifigure, but we'd seen it before in 2019. Anakin. This minifigure is higher because this one's actually accurate. We've got Obi-Wan with the hood. No difference really, but I like the hood piece better than normal hair piece. The Sith officer, I like this minifigure, but it's just not extraordinarily detailed. And it wasn't like it was in a battle pack. It was an officer in a battle pack, and those don't really go well. Kashyyyk Battle Droid, this one's a lot higher up than you might expect because I really like the head printing on it. I just actually like the minifigure a lot. Wihar, not bad for a minifigure, but it was very similar to the one from 2018. Rey, yeah, I didn't know. I kind of, very similar to previous Rey minifigures, and they don't really look brilliant in all the Rey minifigures. Scout Trooper, I really like this minifigure. It probably would have been a lot higher up this list had it not been done before. Poe Dameron, like this minifigure, but it's quite similar to previous. AT-AT, same reasons. Poe with the Christmas jumpers. I'm not the biggest fan of the Christmas thing, so that's why this one's quite low down. General Grievous, really good minifigure. It's like the legs are slightly discoloured from the rest of the body, but it's seen many times before, so that's why it's lower down. Kylo Ren, so we've seen this minifigure with a cape, but it's such a good minifigure, like the red helmet, printing on the helmet, and all the markings. Just an excellent minifigure, one of my personal favourites. Lieutenant Beck is really good, but lacking detail. Say it's accurate, and the head is almost identical, like minus the colours and a bit of the forehead printing to previous Mon Calamarians. T-16 Skywalker pilot, not bad, but not brilliant and quite similar to the one to 2015. Wedge, similar to the one from 2016. I'm pretty sure it's the same minifigure, but I really like the helmet with the green. It just looks excellent. You got Hedrick Kalfas, I think is how you pronounce his name. This minifigure doesn't offer much detail, but it's like they just included this minifigure it's accurate. It's a brilliant minifigure. Like, you've got the wee pocket, and there's with the things, like, as much as there's no leg printing and not much head printing, it's still a really good minifigure. Greedo, I like this minifigure a lot. I really like the eyes, but then the arm printing is missing, which is a bit disappointing considering it was in the size of the container, which was £350. Luke Skywalker and Bespin. This minifigure's alright. One thing I'd say, because the hairpiece is the same as the torso, it just gives a very plain look, and I'm not really sure I like that much. Got the Sith TIE Pilot. Now, this minifigure I like, but it's pretty much the exact same as the First Order TIE Pilot. The molded piece is really cool. Like, that is an excellent helmet with the mold. They don't do that for normal TIE pilots, but I think that's quite reasonable. This one, it's a lot more noticeable when on the TIE Pilot. The Emperor, I like this minifigure. It's too similar to previous ones, that's why it's not higher up on the list. But then the hood piece, the new hood piece is epic. I like it a lot. It just has such a nice look to it. It does have like a bit of a bump on the back, but that probably doesn't matter that much. You've got the Mandalorian. This minifigure is pretty good. Yeah, some people would have said Beskar armor. I personally agree. We now have one from the Beskar armor in the January sets. So I think from a business point of view, that set's going to sell a lot better. But I think had they put Beskar armor on this one, then it would have done pretty well, but then their £30 set might not have done as well. So it's probably more of a business reason, but also maybe they ran out of time. The Dio, right, so the Dio in the Star Wars Advent Calendar has a Santa hat, but it's basically the same. It doesn't add anything, take anything away. It is like a really nice minifigure, so it is, and it's really accurate with the pieces, but it's like a really nice scale, but then a couple things like the wee studs and connector part are just take away from the minifigure. A-Wing Starfighter pilot, or Arvo Crinid, I believe is how you pronounce his name. So this was with the UCS A-Wing. This minifigure is really good. I love the helmet with all the details. The other face is quite scared because this is the pilot that crashes into the Star Destroyer. But yeah, really good minifigure. 32. Darth Vader from the Advent Calendar. I like the jumper. I think it works. It works really well with the minifigure, and Darth Vader's are really cool anyway. Mandalorian from the Mandalorian Battle Pack. So this one's alright. I prefer this one slightly more because of the blue, but the purple, it's just had they made them a bit brighter or a bit more pronounced, I think they would have made a better minifigure. This one I like. It's called the Fox series. I'm not sure what they're called, but they're Mandalorian honor, so it gives a bit of character to this minifigure. But you've got the 212th Airborne Trooper. So this minifigure is really good. We seen it in 2014 and it's not much changed, but I still really like the minifigure. The helmet is really cool. It's one of my favorite helmet modes because of all the details. You can see at the very front of the helmet there's a bunch of details, and that's all molded. It's not just printed, but there's printing on top, and it's a really good helmet piece. Got Finn. So I don't like the Finn minifigures. I like the one of the older ones, the hairpiece. I don't think works with this one. The older hairpiece worked better. You've got the blue and red stripes. The blue should be darker. The blue, I don't think that's very good. But yeah, I think I'd put this one up a bit too high. You've got the General Veers. Quite a nice minifigure. The sand blue. So in the movies it looks kind of grey, but the way it was meant to look was sand blue, as with the AT-AT pilots, but they ended up looking a bit more white and grey. So I think it's kind of good of Lego to go off this, but I'm not entirely sure from an aesthetics point of view it's brilliant choice. Sith Trooper, really good. Epic. I really like the details on the helmet and the chest print. It's really, the amount of detail they've included is excellent. Would have been higher up had we not seen it before. The Sith Trooper with a jetpack. The helmet mode is just brilliant. I love it. It's the same as the First Order one, but it looks so much better in red in my opinion. The backpack piece is really good. One of my favourite minifigures, I think. The Biff Musician. I like this minifigure. I really like the head piece. It's got like the details below the eyes. Then it's got like the massive forehead. Really cool. Next we have another Mandalorian. This one's a lot better because I love the colour palette. The colour palette is so much better. And like the radar piece, I'm not sure what you call that, calling it radar. But it's a really good minifigure. I'd say quite a bit better than the other ones. V Murata. So this minifigure, I don't really like the chest printing, but the hair piece is so cool. I like the way it's like dual moded. It's the blue, and then there's like wee spots of blue and it fades. It's such a good hair piece, one of my favourites. But the rest of the minifigure's alright, but the hair piece just boosts it up quite a bit. Kebi, I think is how you pronounce his name. This hairpiece I think we've seen like once before, not in Lego Star Wars though, but it's a really good minifigure. And like the detail they put into these minifigures that are like just background characters in the Mos Eisley Cantina was quite impressive. We have Cardu Say Malok, I believe is how you pronounce his name. I like the headpiece, it's a really cool headpiece. He's got like a chrome grey torso piece and the torso printing is nice. It's got like a scarf. Moving on to, this is Cardo, a Knight of Ren. I like the Knights of Ren a lot. The one thing I'd say is, as much as like I think the helmet's accurate, just being quite flat, it just looks lacking of detailed. And then we've got like his coat and like a bunch of armory stuff on his chest. On the it's like the continuation onto the leg printing is really good. Anyway, we now have Zori Bliss. So we've seen this minifigure before, but it is an epic minifigure. The helmet is so good. I love the gold colour. It's an excellent colour. The printing and the rest of it's pretty good, but I prefer the helmets. It's like a really good exclusive mold. So we now have Momo Nadon. I like this minifigure. It's an Ithorian and we rarely see those, and the headpiece is really cool. You've seen this once before in 2014. We now move on to Grief Karga. Brilliant minifigure. It's like, kind of reminds me of Lando Calrissian, but that's because of the mustache and the hairpiece. To be accurate, it probably should have had a bit more grey, but the chest printing is really nice. You now have Darth Vader. Darth Vader is so much higher up than it probably would have been because he has the arm printing. The arm printing just adds so much to the minifigure. It's one of my favourite details Lego's added. They didn't add it in the 2021 set, which is quite disappointing. I wish they'd kept it up. Fire First Trooper, really good minifigure. So online when you see this image, like in this image, it's like quite a lighter blue, but it's darker blue. It's very similar to the one from 2013 when the blue. So just to keep that in mind if you're looking at this minifigure online. This is Jana. This minifigure is not my favourite, but the hairpiece is exclusive with the nice goggle things. She's got arm printing and like the detail in the minifigure is really good, but I personally not my favourite. Baby Yoda, extraordinarily cute. Probably not the most accurate, but it's Baby Yoda. Who's not going to like it? Number 10 is Dr. Cornelius Evans, I believe. He has the one eye and the hairpiece is really good. We've only seen it, I believe, on Grand Moff Tarkin and this minifigure. It's a lovely amount of detail. Number 9, Ahsoka. So, I really like this minifigure. It's got the brilliant like torso printing and leg printing. I really like the montrals, but they probably should have been shorter. The like grey piece on them should have been lower down. But my big criticism with this minifigure probably would be number 1, except from the eyes. The eyes, Ahsoka's normal eyes. You can see clearly they're like any others. But her minifigure has just blue ones. It really annoys me. I wish they would fix this, but they've done it before, and I hope they don't do this again. This minifigure, Darth Maul, excellent minifigure. The details for the legs is brilliant. You've got the headpiece and then the like top bit, really good. The Crimson Dawn necklace, and it's a really good minifigure. Now we have Vickrell, another Knight of Ren. I love the helmet. It's like really nice amount of detail. Then you've got the chest printing and the leg printing. It continues brilliantly. I like the kind of coat. Number 6 is the 501st Legion Jet Trooper. The minifigure looks so good. Like the Battlefront 2, I really like it. But then when you see the minifigure, it's epic. One of my favourites. Number 5, Ahsoka Trooper. It's a really good minifigure. The detail on the top of the helmet probably should have been a bit more accurate. That's my one problem with this minifigure. Number 4, this is Karuk. Brilliant minifigure. The continuation nowadays for LEGO minifigures is much better. The headpiece, the helmet. I really like the helmet. It just like shows, it's kind of like a really weird style, and it's like exclusive. All the Knights of Ren helmets, whenever like they're wanted to be, whenever they've needed to be, have an exclusive helmet, and that's really good from LEGO. Number 3, we have Trudgeon. This minifigure is really cool. The head printing, brilliant. So you have his three like lines, his eyes, and then the piece on top we've seen before. I think it was in the U-wing, not entirely sure about that. The continuation is excellent. You've got like his machete or knife continued onto the legs, and the grey colour. I really like the grey colour, probably why all the Knights of Ren are really high up on the list. Number 2, Garen Dan. The minifigure's headpiece is where this minifigure just takes it away. The eyes are brilliant. The, I should say, trunk maybe is excellent. The legs, the chest printing, it's just all brilliant minifigure. At number 1, we have Ponda Baba. Excellent minifigure. The headpiece, the amount of detail, they've got like his kind of beard, the 2 big circles. The chest printing is excellent with like his jumper. It's like if you want to make it accurate, you could take off the 2 arms. Really good minifigure. So overall, the 2010 minifigures, most of them were really good. One of the better years. Like LEGO minifigures are consistently improving. This video took a lot of effort, so please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.